Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko 90137CNB L-shaped door bottom. This is a somewhat unusual, or not unusual, but less common door bottom for me to sell personally. However, there are some people that buy these once and then continue to buy them over and over again, and here's why. This door bottom is specifically intended for installation in the bottom of an inverted channel type hollow metal door, which is all hollow metal doors that I've really seen. What's nice about it is when the door is closed, I mean, realistically, unless your head is pressed to the ground, you wouldn't see anything that's doing the sealing of this, okay? So you've got to install this through the flange before you hang the door. However, at that point, you know, you're done. There's less material exposed to the elements in terms of sunlight. Not that nylon, nylon bristle is very resistant to degradation, to exposure to UV. But there's less material exposed to get caught unintentionally. Concealed, a lot of people like them because they're simply concealed and you can't see it. And the nylon bristle is extremely effective at providing a seal for that application. And then there are some people that buy this and install this in combination with other items. Rooftop doors that are rarely, if ever, used. Sometimes can be real problems in terms of keeping the water out, and sometimes people use this in addition to surface-mounted sealing material at the bottom. So the 90137 part of the part number is representative of the fact that this is an aluminum extrusion, okay, with the seal or the bristle coming down at a 90-degree angle. The C stands for the color. Not that it really matters. You would never see this if you're installing it per the diagram, but it is in a clear aluminum finish, and it is available in dark bronze and gold. I suppose if you're going to install it in some way where you would see the extrusion. The NB means nylon bristle, and you would get a gray bristle if you were dealing with a C color, a mill color. Otherwise it'd be black for the gold and dark bronze. Below this video is a image showing everything important dimensionally about the item. So let's go over that quickly here. A 1-inch wide flange, and that's gonna fit into any inverted channel. If you're using it for something else, well, there you go, it's 1 inch. You've got a 1/4-inch projection or height on the flange itself. Then you're going to come down 1 3/8 inches of bristle only. That is indeed the case. Okay. Now, 3/4 undercut is very typical for a door. From the bottom of the door to the sill, not including a threshold, of course. So generally, and not always, that inverted bottom channel could be about 3/4 inch, a little bit less in my experience, maybe 5/8, but it varies. So keep in mind that you've got 1 3/8 inches here, plus a 1/4 inch, so 1 5/8 inches total. So you want to make sure that 1 5/8 inches total to what you're dealing with is going to get you to where you need to be. If you've got a very shallow channel, which would be pretty unusual, like 1/2 inch or so, you might have a bit of this too much dragging. If you had a real deep channel, there are some manufacturers that make extremely tall inverted channels on their steel doors because their distributors like it that way for internal remachining of the doors. You might be able to get longer bolts and stack this with cut tubes of conduit or washers or whatever the case might be. A lot of people like bristle because it is effective at sealing, and it's also a lot easier on the job of a hydraulic closer when closing the door, because this tends to be a little more flexible when the hydraulic closer is trying to pull that closed versus a solid strip of neoprene or something in that regard. You could have installations in the front of retail stores, higher end retail stores, and they just don't want to see a lot of hardware. This fits that as well. I suppose you could mortise that into the bottom of a wood door, but that would be unusual. I've not really seen that, but a reason that you couldn't. Available in several different lengths on the website. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and indicating in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. The reasoning is, you can see that there's a slotted hole there. And those slotted holes along the entire top are going to give you a little bit of lateral adjustment, okay, when installing it, which is nice to have. Plus, you know, when you're drilling steel or whatever it is, wood, fiberglass, aluminum, your drill bit has a tendency to walk a little bit before it pierces through if you've not used a center punch. This will help compensate for a misdrilled hole as well. So order the next longest piece, or pieces indicate in the comment field the net length. Will not only locate the slotted hole in the proper distance from the edge, but the proper center as well. Okay, meaning if you had to take this 3-foot piece and cut it down to 32 inch, you'd eliminate that slotted hole there. Screws are included in a complementary finish. They're like a number 6 by 5/8. Okay, Pemko is a full line manufacturer of all things weather stripping related, not only commercial material in nature such as this L-shaped door bottom, but a lot of residential weather stripping, as well as aluminum continuous hinges and sliding door hardware. Thank you very much.